They have it in town." Akimbo was very impressed. He had never met anybody who had written a book before, especially a book about crocodiles. He wondered if he would be able to find it at his school. He doubted it somehow, as there were not many books in the school library, and those that were there seemed to be about science and mathematics and subjects like that. If only there were books about crocodiles. "And what are you going to be doing here?" asked Akimbo's mother. Like her husband, she did not like crocodiles either. The crocodile man sat back in his chair. "I'm going to be starting a project on egg hatching," he said. "I want to try to find out how many of the newly hatched crocodiles survive the first year of life." Akimbo was surprised to hear about the hatching. He did not even know that crocodiles laid eggs. It seemed strange to think of a great creature like that coming from something as small as an egg. He wondered if you could eat a crocodile's egg, and whether it would taste at all like a hen's egg. He did not want to try this, but perhaps he would find out about it if he managed to get hold of a book on crocodiles. John went on to explain what he planned to do. He wanted to try to catch a female crocodile and all her baby crocodiles and put tags on them. Then, a year later, he would return to the same spot and see how many of the tagged crocodiles could still be found in the area. This all sounded really interesting to Akimbo. But how did one tag a crocodile? He could not imagine that it would be easy. "Won't it be dangerous?" he asked. "I wouldn't like to try to catch the mother crocodile." John chuckled. "Yes," he replied, "it can be dangerous. In fact, that's how this happened." He pointed to his torn right arm, answering the question Akimbo had been longing to ask. "We'll net them," John went on, turning to Akimbo's father. "I'll need 3 or 4 of your men," he said, "and perhaps you'd like to help as well?" Akimbo's father raised his hands in horror. "No, thank you," he said, quickly adding, "but I'm sure that some of my men won't mind helping you." Akimbo saw his chance. "Nor would I," he blurted out. "I wouldn't mind coming." There was silence at the table. The crocodile man turned and looked at Akimbo. "Are you sure?" he said. "I'd be very happy for you to come and watch." "I'd love to," said Akimbo as quickly as he could, casting a doubtful glance in his father's direction. Akimbo's father sighed. They'd had this argument before, when Akimbo insisted on going with him to catch a rogue lion that was raiding cattle pens at the edge of the game park. That adventure had ended with Akimbo bringing back a motherless lion cub. Would this one end with a pet crocodile wandering around the place? "Please," Akimbo begged, "please say it's all right." Akimbo's father looked at the crocodile man, then back at his son. "Very well," he said, "but remember, I don't want you bringing back any little crocodiles." "I promise I won't," insisted Akimbo. "And I don't want any part of you bitten off," added Akimbo's mother sternly, "not even a little finger." "I promise that won't happen either," said John, his eyes sparkling. And with that it was settled. Akimbo would be a member of the Crocodile Man's team. Chapter 2. A Dangerous Search Begins. They set off the next morning, just the two of them, Akimbo and his new friend John. It was a bright, warm morning, and as they travelled over the rough bush road they disturbed a number of animals that were out finding food before the real heat of the day. They saw baboons, several families of warthogs, and, as they turned a corner, a rhinoceros lumbering off into cover. As they travelled, John talked to Akimbo about crocodiles. "If you're going to be helping me with my crocodiles," he said, "then you should know something about them." Akimbo was eager to learn and listened intently as John told him all about the life of the strange reptiles. "They're just like any other animals," he explained. "Much of their life is spent looking for food and keeping warm." "So that's why they sunbathe," Akimbo said. He had seen crocodiles resting on sandbanks, soaking up the warmth of the sun like sunbathers on a beach. John nodded. "They're cold-blooded," he said. "They have to store up heat from the sun. That's why they lie so still. They don't want to waste any energy." There were other things, too. John told him how the crocodile grabbed its prey, seizing it in its great jaws and then twisting it to tear off the flesh. "They have terrific power in their jaws," he said, "but it's all directed at snapping the jaws closed. The muscles that open the mouth are much weaker." Akimbo was fascinated. He had not realized that there was so much to learn about crocodiles, and he could hardly wait to get to the river so that they could start their search. They stopped some distance short of the river itself. "I don't want to disturb them," John explained. "We should walk from here and keep..."